Hello, folks. I'm back. I'm changed. I hope you have all had a lovely weekend. I'll be honest with you. Obviously, as I expressed, I was away for the weekend there, and I am absolutely fucking exhausted. So you're gonna have to bear with me with this one. I'm still gonna fire out this video, but I cannot lie. I am so ready for my bed, and I've got so much shit that I still need to do once I finish recording here. But I'll say I will just talk a wee bit about my weekend. As expressed, I had to film a few videos in advance to keep up the daily uploads. I was away on a residential with the group that I volunteer with as a youth leader, Reach Across. Brilliant organisation. I'll just throw it out there, all about kind of like bringing young people together from different backgrounds, different communities, giving them somewhere to socialise, giving them somewhere to mix. So I was away on a residential at the weekend. Um, Basically kind of supervising a lot of new members and just kind of like I say just a nice way of putting it, making sure they didn't die. But wow, what an excellent group they were. There was absolutely no bother with them at all. They were so funny as well, so down to earth. But what a laugh I had. I haven't stopped laughing. That's part of the reason. You can probably hear it in my voice. My throat's killing me. I'm very sore. I'm very tired. But yeah, it was actually quick wee bit of backstory. Just before I found the video, but yeah, just something I think is find funny. So there's a bit of like your awkward icebreakers just to kind of like get people to introduce themselves, and you'll be really weird. So like yeah, one of those you have to introduce your name and then say something you like, beginning with the first letter of your name. So we were going around doing it right. So Glenn, kind of like the main leader was there. He started us off saying, "All right, my name's Glenn. I like goats," and then it came to me after that, right? And I was thinking, what the fuck begins with K? So I was there and I was like, "Oh, my name's Keelan. And I like koalas." And honestly, folks, that became the biggest mistake that I could have made because for the rest of the weekend, then, right up until today, I was referred to as Mr. Koala, Koala Boy, Koala Man, whatever it was. It was almost as if like they knew my name's Keelan. Like I got Keelan a few times. It wasn't the case that they didn't know my name. It was just they preferred to refer to me as Koala Boy. So much so they were doing a reevaluation today, and one of the wee groups just wrote down Koala Boy hyphen great guy. And I saw that was just oh so funny. What a group. Great group, that's I'll say absolutely great group. But anyway, that's just a wee bit about my weekend. Hope you've had a wonderful weekend as well. But as I say, I'm back. Normal service resumes. Back in the confines of these very scary poor walls. Four walls. And just before I left, I did do a set of predictions for the FA Cup fixtures that were taking place over the weekend. Now there is still another round, or not another round, like one more game to play tomorrow, and that's West Ham at home to Brentford. So we'll worry about that tomorrow. It's fine. As I say, I'll just kind of cover the ones that I did kind of predict up until this point because but believe it or not, I'm no genius. I have gotten quite a few wrong already. Um, yeah, who knew? My ball knowledge isn't like as pristine as I thought it was or as it used to be. So I'm just gonna have a quick drink. Bear with me. I'm very dry, very tired, and then we'll jump straight on there. Okay. Oh, that's so refreshing. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so happy. Pardon me. Oh, pardon me. I'm so sorry. But yeah, as I say, that the round started off on Friday night, the night I left, with Wolverhampton Wanderers at home to Liverpool. And obviously the kind of main thing surrounding this game was that they both played during the week as well, just a matter of days beforehand. Um, where Wolves pulled off, like bottom of the league, Wolves pulled off a massive upset and beat Liverpool Football Club 2-1. And deservedly so, you had to say. Liverpool looked to be in a world of pain. They looked to be void of ideas. There was a massive question mark hanging over. Was history going to repeat itself? Was Liverpool going to allow Wolverhampton Wanderers to do the double over them in a matter of days? And I expressed at the time I didn't think that would be the case. I thought Liverpool would come out and that they would respond after that poor result against Wolves, and that they would ultimately get their revenge and put Wolves to the sword and ultimately knock them out of the FA Cup. Um, I wouldn't say I'm pleased to say, like, I'm not really that fussed really, but I was correct in that assumption because Liverpool would run out 3-1 winners against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Again, a fairly comfortable affair, almost night and day to the performance in the league during the week. And Liverpool, as I say, for all their faults and for all their trials and tribulations this season, and how much of a catastrophic league title defense it has been, they're still fighting pretty strong in the cups, and they're well, in the FA Cup anyway, and they're through to the next round of that, and deservedly so. 3-1 winners, not really too much to talk about. As I say, kind of covered it. I expected it to happen. They did. Good for them. Moving on to Mansfield against Arsenal. Now this one, I was really a bit too confident in saying, oh yeah, this should be fairly light work for Arsenal to get over the line, for Arsenal to progress to the next round. There we are. That's all she wrote. Fair play to Man City making this far. Arsenal standard procedure as usual. But I tell you what, do you know what? I'm actually gonna say I didn't see any of this game. Um, where we were at the weekend and where we were staying, there was absolutely no signal at all. I tried to get the match up. It just wasn't working. I had no signal, no data. The Wi-Fi only worked in like certain mad corners. Like unless you were in the ceiling, you weren't able to watch any football. So this is the first time, God knows how long, I couldn't tell you, that I haven't watched any football over the weekend. I haven't watched any at all. But as I say, I've watched all the highlights, and as I say, I was also trying to like, kind of catch up. Mansfield, from what I saw, gave Arsenal a very good game of football. And that's just what the FA Cup's all about, isn't it? Just fucking getting the two teams together, like from different divisions, and just having a go, trying to like maybe cause an upset and a giant killing. Um, but yeah, Arsenal did go 1-0 up to a great goal from Noni Madueke. And from there you're probably thinking, right, they're probably going to hit them for 2 or 3 or 4. But no, Mansfield capitalise on a fucking Arsenal mistake at the back in the defence. Run out three, and what a finish it is! And just like that, as Arsenal won, Mansfield Town won. And you're thinking, wow, this is the magic of the FA Cup. That's what it's all about. Um, but yeah, Eberechi Eze comes on this in the second half, and he does get that winner with a fucking peach of a finish. And credit to Mansfield, fucking keeping Arsenal honest, with Arsenal kind of fighting on all fronts as they are. But here, listen, what a game of football. I'm happy that Arsenal progressed, but it's just like them to not make easy work of it. But credit to Mansfield Town, and credit to Wrexham, by the way. What a game they gave Chelsea. Leading twice in the game. Obviously ended up losing 4-2 in extra time. Few decisions in there, like they had a disallowed goal, they equalised to make it 3-3, which was rightfully offside, and then obviously a red card decision as well. There's a lot of uproar about this, but listen, everybody wanted the fairy tale ending for Wrexham, unless you were a Chelsea fan, obviously. But the the rules are the rules. The game is the game. Chelsea deservedly did go through in the end up. But yeah, what a fight from Wrexham. Fair play to them also. Newcastle, Man City. Newcastle. I did kind of say it more with heart than I did in my head when I said, yeah, Newcastle could get a result against Man City here. Now, they very well could have done, and it looked like it. They took the lead for a brilliant finish by Harvey Barnes. And it did look like, as I say, Man City were showing defensive frailties as well. But at the same time, they did make 10 changes and ultimately would go on to be 3-1 winners after 2 goals from Mamush and one from Savino as well, where genuinely just bounced off and went in. But as I say, 10 changes and they won 3-1. I think we need to start talking about kind of Man City's squad depth as well. Obviously, everybody's talking about Arsenal's aspiration to go for a quadruple. Another thing people aren't talking about is the quadruple is still very much on for Man City as well. And obviously Arsenal are in the the fucking driver's seat with the favourable draw they've got in the Champions League. And obviously the 7 point gap in the league as well. Both teams on the final of the Carabao Cup, so it's interesting. It's very interesting. But yeah, it's just one of the things you still kind of discount Man City. They are. Southampton with a huge upset against. Well, I don't know if it's a huge upset, but again, yeah, they beat Fulham. Now, I'd say this game could go either way, which is a very fucking on the fence diplomatic thing to say. But I did think Fulham would progress. But no, Southampton ran out 1-0 winners. Fair play to them. And how about this? Port Vale knocking out Sunderland today. Wow, what a result for them. Knocking out Premier League opposition, and not just obviously they were just promoted this season, but they've done very well and they're going to stay up comfortably. Sunderland, and finally Leeds beating Norwich 3-0. As I said, I did think that would happen as well. I did think Leeds would win that fairly comfortably. I could see it in the performances in the run up to this game. And I'd say West Ham Brentford tomorrow. So yeah, I've rushed through all those kind of as I say. But that's just because I'm really tired. I'm gonna run myself a bath now. Gonna have a wee relax and a cry. And think about my life choices. Edit this video and get it up. But yeah, folks, thank you again as always for tuning in. Hope you've had a wonderful weekend. And yeah, here's to another week of live, laugh, love, and crippling pain. All right, see you later on, folks. Take care. Bye.